Hello everyone, this is Cari for Redesign with Prima, and I am so excited to share these beautiful garden bloom ornaments with you this holiday season using some of the brand new Decor Moulds by Redesign with Prima. So we are going to start by making our tinted resin, and I just mixed clear resin, the hardener, and the resin together already in a cup. And I added a few drops of the Avocado Liquid Acrylic Paint by Finnabair. You only need a couple drops, a little bit goes a really long way. And then I just pour it right into the molds. Now you want to make sure that your molds are on a nice level surface and of course protected. And I use gloves, I use a refuse bag on the bottom or a piece of plastic, something like that, just in case. And I try to pour them as evenly as possible. Now, the key to this is just pouring slowly, taking your time. And once you get most of the resin in there, you can kind of move it around a little bit with a stick or a toothpick into all those little areas. And you want to make sure that you get it as level as possible. And the resin usually levels itself, but try to avoid over pouring, which I actually somehow it over poured on these, and I'll show you how to fix that as well. And it was a really good teaching lesson, so I'm glad that it happened. And here I'm just moving the resin around to get it nice and evenly inside the mold. This is our new Winter Luxe Blanks Decor Mould that we just released from our Home for the Holidays release. And these are absolutely stunning. They're wonderful. You can add so much to these as far as on the surface, like transfers or other castings. You can even add some glitter inside of this resin. You can add little flakes, whatever you like. Now I take a blowtorch and I just go over it very quickly to get rid of all of the air bubbles. So this helps so that you don't have any in your castings later on, and then they come out nice and crystal clear. And here you can see what they look like as they're curing. I also wanted to mention that we have a number of liquid acrylic colors that you could add to the clear resin that would work so beautifully. And here they are. I'm just demolding these, and I just love how these came out. Now our molds are a matte finish mold, so you are going to get one side shiny and one side that has a little bit of opaqueness. And there it somehow overflowed, so I use just regular nail clippers just to trim off the edges. Now the resin is still somewhat soft. It's not fully cured, but the nail clippers work just beautifully. And then if you have like a little bit of a ragged edge, you can use a little bit of sandpaper, like a fine grit sandpaper. Now I'm using the Midnight Rose small transfer set, and what I want to do is just trace out the areas where I want to add these beautiful transfers. So I decided to do this right away because I end up covering the backs with some gold leaf, and right now I can kind of see the florals through the resin casting, so I do it now ahead of time. And this just helps me with placement and the flowers I want to put on there. So I use just a pen and I go over the top of the transfer around the ornament blank and just trace out the areas that I want to cut out to put on the ornaments. Now I do end up adding more florals because sometimes, there's more layers you want to add, or you want to fill in the blanks a little bit more. But this gives a general idea of each image that you want to add to them ahead of time, and it's much easier. So now I'm going to add the Kasha gold leaf, imitation gold leaf sheets, and I'm using gold sizing, the gold leaf sizing. This is our gilding glue. So you brush it on, and you don't need to add a lot, just a nice even layer. And I do go in with my brush and sort of dab out some of those brush strokes because they will show through if it dries or gets tacky with those brush strokes in it. So just take your brush and lightly dab and just try to get it as evenly as possible. And you can see here that it's sort of like a cloudy white color. Now you'll know that these are ready once that gilding glue goes completely clear. And again, it's very important to try to get the surface as evenly as possible, and also try to not to use too much. Now, the gold leaf on the back of this ornament is going to glow through to the front. So that's why I had traced out the transfers ahead of time, because once this gold leaf is down, you won't be able to really see through. Now I take the tissue paper that comes with the imitation gold leaf sheets, and I use that to lay down the gold leaf. And I try to do this as flat and evenly as possible. And if you don't, that's okay. It will just be a little bit wrinkled, but this takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of patience. And once you get the hang of it, it really goes pretty quickly. So I grouped them all together and laid down those gold leaf sheets. And I do end up taking off some of the excess, and the excess bits you can use again later for something else. So it's not a waste. You can totally reuse them on another project if you want to, or even use the scraps to fix any of the areas that you may not have gotten the glue on. So sometimes I find that I'm not as thorough or as even as possible with my gilding glue. So you can always go back and do a little bit of touch-ups, and that's perfectly fine. And you don't even notice either where you touch it up most of the time. It's very friendly. This adds like that beautiful glow behind the ornaments. Is very, very beautiful. So here you can see what they look like. And now I let them just rest for a while. You need to let that glue rest before you start removing the excess gold leafing. So once the glue is dry, then you go in with a very soft brush and just brush away all of those little extra bits that are hanging off of there and remove the excess on the backs. And this also helps to smooth out the gold leaf. And you don't want to be too vigorous with this, because you can actually tarnish or brush too much on the gold leaf, which it'll take away some of its shine and some of its golden essence. So just use a very, very soft brush. Take your time with this. I use my fingers along the edges, the sharp edges of the ornament, just to, help remove some of those edges nicely. And it worked like a charm. All right, now that that's all finished, I did get all the gilding off of the back. So now I'm going to cut out those images that I traced earlier on the decor transfer. So now it's just about placing the images where I want them. And for a couple of these ornaments, I do end up overlapping smaller flowers with some of the other small flowers just to fill in any spaces or gaps that I have. And I just go in with my stick and burnish the transfer thoroughly, and then remove the protective sheet on the top. This was sort of the fun part, just layering and adding the florals and making my own sort of design. And I wanted like little garden sort of florals on the fronts and have them look really full and blooming, and I just love how these turned out. This Midnight Rose transfer was really perfect with the green background because I had pinks and greens and it all went together. Some of those greens are a little bit darker, so they really all complemented each other really, really well. Now, when I cut these out too, if there's any images where I traced that I don't want to cut into, you can always just cut around them as well. I hope that makes sense. But this was really fun. I think this really gave them a very romantic look. And just take your time with this, because sometimes the transfers need just a little extra rubbing because they are a little bit curved. So I just take my time with this with a stick, and I do end up using my fingernail just to kind of get some of those little ends going so they all stick down. And yeah, so it was just a process, but this was really, really fun, and I love the results. Another interesting color you could use in the background would have been like a pink, or even like a maroon color. Those would have been pretty too, but I thought the green really complemented it well. Let me know what you think about the color I chose. I really love it. Let me know if you have questions about the liquid acrylics being added to the resin. We have so many different color options. And like I said before, you can just add a few drops. That's all you need to tint your resin. And the more you add, just to let you know, the quicker the resin does set up. So, you want to just add a little bit. That way you have a little bit more work time with the resin as well. And here I'm just adding even more of these little baby flowers that come in the transfer set and sort of making my own little scenery there. And I really am enjoying this. I'm loving how these are turning out. Again, take your time with the transfers. Just make sure that they're down nicely. Here I do use my nails on the more curved areas, and they came off just fine. So let me know what you guys think. We have so many different floral options and transfers, so there's really a lot of different florals you could use as well. Now I'm going in with the Metallique acrylic paint called Red Wine. So the Metallique paint is somewhat transparent. It's translucent. So a little bit of that gold will come through, but I do end up dabbing off some of it with a baby wipe. And I do change my mind later on in this video, and I'll explain that later. So I want to go in with this red wine. I think it complements the florals really, really nicely. And it also adds like another layer of shimmer. So instead of using wax, I chose to use this acrylic paint because I thought the wax would be too dull. I wanted these to be really bright and sort of glowing. So these paints will do exactly that. And you can see a tiny bit of this paint really goes a very, very long way. Those little pots have quite a bit of paint in them when you do projects like this. So this will last you through several projects, and you can see the coverage is perfect. We also offer like a light pink sparks paint, which would have gone extremely well with these ornaments as well, but I wanted something with a little bit more contrast there, and I do end up adding some gold as well. So I'm pretty happy with this color choice, but let me know if you would have done like a pink or a darker pink. That would have been really, really nice too. Now, you guys always ask me about the backs. So what I did is I went ahead with some of the leftover florals from the Midnight Rose transfer and added it over the gold leafing on the back, just to add a little bit more character and to make them really pretty. So it sort of makes them double-sided. Now, these ornaments are symmetrical, so you can certainly cast two of them, two of each design, and put them back to back as well. Now I'm going in with my liquid medium. This is also by Finnabair. Now at this stage, I thought I would do the liquid medium first and then add a little bit of gold wax after, because you always want to do wax last, but I ended up changing my mind. So that's why I did the liquid medium now. This shines up the dull surface of the casting. So now you get a really shiny, rich finish, and that makes that gold come through that green even more so. So this is an important step, just to shine up your castings and make that gold really shimmer in the background. And it also works as a sealer for your paints and for the transfers as well. So it was sort of a win-win. Now you can do one layer, that should be sufficient, but if you add 2 layers, it makes it even more shiny. So I opt for 2 layers each time I do these ornaments. And the fluid medium dries really fast. So I would say you can leave it for about 10 or 15 minutes, let it dry, and then go ahead and add your second layer. That's completely fine. And then I do add the liquid medium to the backs of the ornaments as well, just to protect the gold leafing and the transfers too. Because, you put these on pine trees or your holiday trees, and it could get more scratched up if you don't add a protective layer. So I opted to just seal the entire ornament front and back with this liquid medium, and it works like a charm. It does not scratch off. It stays on there totally permanently. And here's where I go in with my Sparks paint. So Sparks paint is a little bit more of a shimmery paint. It has almost like glimmering glitter aspects to it. So it's extremely shiny, and I wanted to do the areas where I didn't add the red wine Metallique paint. I wanted to add the gold, and here you can see I just brush over some of that red wine, and this is where I thought it's too muted. Like, I did this and I wasn't happy with it, but what's beautiful about using products from the same company is that they always work together. So even though I added this layer over the red wine layer and wasn't happy with it later, I was able to go over it again and saturate that color even more. So it wasn't a big deal. And that's what's wonderful about using the products from the same paint company, because they are all made to work together. So here I'm just highlighting some of those beautiful elements in those castings, and they really come to life. There's so much more detail in these castings than I even realized. So the Sparks paint was a really nice choice. I'm just going over it with a really light layer. I am not doing it super thick because I still want that glow to come through from the background, but just give it a little bit of shimmer. I also go around the sides with a little bit of this paint as well, just to clean up the edges. So even if like some of my transfer images didn't go all the way to the edge like I would have liked, you can add a little bit of that Sparks acrylic paint and just sort of edge it, like go around the sides, and that cleans it up beautifully. And you never even know that your transfer didn't make it all the way to the edge, and adds even more shimmer, which who doesn't love more shimmer, right? You can never go wrong with extra shimmer and shine, especially on your trees. And once the lights hit these ornaments, they really do glow so pretty and so beautifully. Let me know if you guys have tried the Sparks paints. I did introduce those to you last year when I made my Gilded Bloom ornaments. They're very similar to these, but this time I decided to add the colored resin instead of just the clear resin with the gold in the back. But I did introduce those last year. I'm just curious if you guys have tried them, because they are so sparkly, and really a tiny bit of this really goes a very long way. And again, we offer several options for metallic shimmers and colors as well. Here I take my tiny brush. I just go over the high peaks of this little guy. He is too small for any of the transfers, but I still jazzed him up with some of the Sparks paints just to make him shimmer and shine. And this would be an absolute gorgeous set as a gift for some friends for the holidays. Now here's where I changed my mind. I felt like the red wine areas were a little bit too muted and they just didn't pop like I wanted. So I ended up going back in and adding more of that red wine over those areas again. And I dabbed it lightly with a little bit of with a baby wipe. And you can see there, I think it's just so much better. But you can tell me which you prefer. And if you want it more muted, you can certainly leave it that way. But I just thought I'd want to go back in more with that color and really bring these to life. And I'm happy I did. I think it really complements the florals on the fronts of the ornaments perfectly. I also add a little bit of that red wine to my little star ornament as well. I love how this looks so vintage and pretty, and what a beautiful little ornament it turned out to be, even though it doesn't have transfers on it. And last but not least is my ribbon selection. I chose this really light muted pink velvet ribbon, and all I did was loop it through or guide it through the holes at the top, and then I just made a simple knot. So then you can hang it on your branches just fine. I thought bows would have been a little bit too much. I thought there was enough going on with the ornaments as it was. I really didn't need to add, billowy ribbon bows. I think that this works just fine, and it really the velvet dresses them up beautifully. It adds to sort of the vintage effect of the whole look of the ornaments. And here they are, all finished, glowing and shiny and shimmery. And I just love how they turned out. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know in the comments what you think. If you need more details on anything that I used today, or even offer up suggestions of color combinations you'd like me to try in the future to make more ornaments. I really appreciate you guys watching. I have everything listed in the description for you, so please check that out. And there are lots more tutorials coming your way from me and our team, showing you lots of inspiration for this holiday season coming up. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And make sure you subscribe and like for more tutorials and more beautiful things to come. Thank you.